Coming up this morning on Daybreak, a man is arrested after driving down an embankment on a chase in North Springfield.
And a teenager riding a bicycle is sent to the hospital after being hit by a truck last night.
Also, police are warning the public to look out for counterfeit money in the Ozarks. We'll explain how you can do that and more coming up this morning on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. It's Thursday, October 3rd. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. Plenty to get to over the course of the next 2 hours. So thank you for joining us starting up this morning. Maybe we get a fall day here, huh?
Maybe so. I don't know. That's what Elise has been saying. I'm counting on it. It doesn't feel like it quite yet, though, I will say.
Yeah, still no jacket as I walked out the door at 3-something in the morning.
The front isn't through yet.
Easy enough.
We have the wind shift in Springfield to the north and west. I think temperatures, especially this morning and this afternoon, are going to be tough to forecast for because we've got that cold air arriving. So depending on how quick or slow it gets in, some will feel the cool down, some will be a little bit warm, but still much cooler than yesterday.
Okay. I'll take it. Hey, I'm not picky.
Yeah, you're making Lauren happy this morning.
Yeah, so we're starting out with some clouds and showers this morning as that front comes through. Again, we've got north and west winds in Springfield, which means that wind shift is through. We're at 72 degrees, so we should start to see these temperatures and dew points come down. We do have some clouds and showers up to the north and west this morning. A few light to moderate showers from Lamar through Stockton, or Hermitage, Bolivar seeing some of that rain this morning. But if you're not seeing rain yet, you're not going to see it today. Areas south and east will stay dry, maybe makes it as far south as Springfield. Look at the temperature tumble already, 16 degrees cooler in Clinton, so that cooler air is on its way. It's 57 degrees in Clinton, 72 in Springfield, 67 degrees in Harrison. Again, the front is about, looks like along the interstate, north and west winds in Springfield, still have some south winds in Arkansas. So showers to the north and west this morning, and then we'll have some drier roads through the afternoon. Temperatures much cooler by dismissal, about 70 degrees with a couple of clouds lingering. Details on another cold front coming through. We'll do that coming up in 10 minutes.
Need to let you know this morning a man has been arrested after driving recklessly and causing a crash in North Springfield. It happened last night at Highway 13 and Farm Road 102. As witnesses told 911, the driver hit multiple cones and was following too closely to other cars. Deputies tried to pull him over, and that's when he drove into the median down an embankment. They fired a beanbag at the suspect and then arrested him. The man appeared to be intoxicated on something other than alcohol.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol says a bicyclist was also hit by a truck in Forsyth last night. That crash happened when two drivers were traveling westbound on Missouri 76. The bicyclist attempted to make a left turn onto a private driveway when a vehicle hit them while trying to pass. The victim was sent to the hospital with serious injuries.
New for you this morning, Stone County Sheriff's deputies are searching for a man suspected of stealing a truck out of the Springfield area Sunday night. The driver's identified as Danny Reffitt. He abandoned the truck and ran into the woods, and police were unable to find him. Authorities say he has 3 felony warrants out for his arrest with a $25,000 bond. Call the Stone County Sheriff's Office if you have knowledge about this, 357-6116.
A Nixa teen who has been missing since Saturday morning is safe. 14-year-old Ben Dixon turned himself in last night after authorities asked for the public's help in finding him.
Keeping crime into focus now for you this morning, the Clever Police Department is warning people to be on the lookout for fake cash coming from an incident at the middle school there. One of the students got the money from an older sibling who was a Clever High School student. That student purchased them on Wish.com to be used in a music video. Officer Kanan Bolden says the bills feel like wax paper, have an inconsistent watermark and irregular borders, as well as Chinese symbols on the back. Still, though, there could be more out there.
We just wanted them to be aware that there is those bills circulating around Clever to make sure that they're checking each individual bill that they get. It's not very common that we see counterfeit bills in $100 increments. They're usually lower denominations because $100 bills do typically get checked. So we don't think that there was any malintent in this interaction. So we just want to make sure that all the businesses know to check every single one of them that comes through.
And also in Washburn, Missouri, police are noticing a new method of counterfeiting, as Lieutenant Randy Calbaugh says the newest incident involved a method where $1 bills are being washed and reprinted as $20 bills. This happened at People's Community Bank in Seligman. Ways to identify to help you identify if you have a fake bill is to look for a magnetic strip, whether that's there or not. $1 bills don't have strips, $20 bills will. But if you suspect your bills are fake, you can take them to the bank or visit these websites that you see right here, newmoney.gov or secretservice.gov, and you can type in the serial number on those bills.
We move on to some education coverage this morning. In order to make sure diversity is being celebrated and protected in the classroom, SPS has hired a new diversity officer. Her parents are immigrants in the U.S., so she says that gives her a personal connection with many students of different backgrounds.
I grew up, not really seeing teachers or administrators that looked like me. To me, this work is very personal because for a lot of these students, that's kind of my story.
Now, she's just starting her 90-day listening and learning tour to get to know students better. She will be visiting all the schools, speaking with students and faculty, and also meeting with members in the community that might work with SPS. One of her goals is to encourage diverse identities.
Our students, understand that they are more than asymmetrical beings. They understand that their race is intersecting with their gender, or their race is intersecting with their sexual orientation, or even race is intersecting with religious beliefs and practices.
And after these 90 days of meeting people and gathering info, she'll be putting together a list of recommendations for the administration and board to consider.
Some important medical coverage for you, as there is a critical call for blood donors in the Ozarks. Community Blood Center of the Ozarks says it has an urgent need for type O blood, which is the most common. Leaders say there's less than a one-day supply on hand to meet the needs at 40 area hospitals, and CBCO tries to have a 3-day supply of all blood types for potential emergencies.
It takes about 200 donations to meet one day's needs for the patients that we serve at 40 area hospitals. Now, these patients in these hospitals don't get their blood from anywhere else. So when we have a shortage here, it can affect those hospitals. It hasn't yet.
That was Chris Pilgrim there. He also says about 38% of the population has O-positive blood, and a shortage of this type is unusual. There are 4 CBCO donor centers throughout the Ozarks.
Following up on a story now, we reported more than a year ago that floating wetlands were being put onto Sequeota Lake to help with the algae growth problem. There have been some changes to the pilot program recently. The algae feeds on several different sources, including water runoff, lawn fertilizer, and animal waste. Environmental Services takes samples every 2 weeks to measure the nutrient content around the wetlands and farther away from them as well. Carrie Lamb from Environmental Services with the City of Springfield says weather plays a role too.
In addition to excess nutrients, the other ingredients in the recipe for algae is sunlight and heat. And so, when you get that perfect recipe, you're going to see a lot of algae out there.
Now, the wetlands have been recently updated with reinforced structure on the side to keep waterfowl out. Lamb also says they hope to add more in the future.
All right, moving on. If you've seen more monarch butterflies lately, there's a reason for it, as the insects are migrating south for the winter.
The monarch butterfly migrates right through Missouri on that trip, so you might get lucky. Hannah Zettel joins us this morning with details on those travel plans.
Well, it's known as one of nature's most fascinating natural events, when all monarch butterflies east of the Rocky Mountains flutter their way to Mexico to hibernate for the winter. Monarchs are known for their beautiful orange and black coloring and the important job they serve as pollinators. They begin to pass through Missouri in early October, flying in groups and within our eyesight. The monarch butterfly lifespan is only a year long, but without fail, the species know exactly where to go when the temperatures start to drop. There are several theories as to how they find this communal spot, some involving magnetic fields, but none have been proven. Despite the journey of a lifetime, the monarch population is declining. That's according to the Department of Conservation.
The monarch population is in trouble, and it's due to a lack of milkweed plants. Herbicide use, habitat changes, landscape use changes, all that has knocked back milkweed. And because of that, since milkweed is the primary food source for the monarch caterpillars, this has also knocked back the monarch populations.
Now, experts say the monarch population has decreased by almost 90% due to that lack of their main food source, the milkweed. The good news is it's not too late, and you can help to revive the butterflies by planting milkweed in flower beds, gardens, and fields.
All right, good to know. Thank you very much, Hannah. Just getting started this morning for you. Up next on Daybreak, Microsoft is out with 7 new products.
And more tariffs are on the way, but this time not for China. We'll explain in your Money Watch next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.